say we picked the bear. We picked the bear. And he knows I'm recording him too. Because there's so many empty ellipticals and you picked the one right next to me. What was the reason? What was the reason? I know you hear me. What was the reason? Now we both uncomfortable.
All right, madam, let's make some things perfectly clear here. That man has every right to those ellipticals as you do. That is a public gym. He has paid his dues. He has like I said, he has every right to those ellipticals as you do, and every one of those machines. Also, which elliptical do you want him to use exactly? He does not owe you an explanation for anything. In fact, based on what I was seeing, he clearly doesn't even know you exist, which is probably the reason why you're so upset. If a man this is making you feel, if a man just using an elliptical right next to you is making you feel that uncomfortable to the point where you need to make a TikTok video about it, guess what? You, madam, should just build a home gym. You really should. Also, another thing is that if a man's doing an elliptical right next to you makes you feel not that uncomfortable, then I got news for you, madam. You are also in for an insanely brutal wake up call. You really are. That's not sexist. That's just the reality that men don't owe you anything. The world does not owe you a thing. Now, regardless, this is also a fair cut and dry reason why the female unemployment rate here in the West is so high lately. It really is. Because let's face facts, everybody. It doesn't matter which way I look at this woman's TikTok video, it doesn't matter which way I look at it. If anybody hires this woman, it won't matter how much money you make off of her employment. You're going to be spending even more money having HR be her personal babysitter at the work location. You really will be. Because women like this are just going to complain about everything. After all, you really think the corporate world has not been talking about all these ridiculous? I mean, let me backtrack. You really don't think the corporate world has been talking about how much it costs to address all these ridiculous and very biased and broad complaints towards their male employees? They do. And let me tell you, it is not cheap, especially with inflation going on right now. It is definitely not cheap. And also, this is the reason why so many men, including myself, have decided to opt out of Western dating and become passport bros and get ourselves a wife from overseas. Because let's face it, women like this have made it perfectly clear they don't like men. They don't value us men. They don't appreciate us. And yet they still want us to marry them? Like, make that make sense to me. By all means. Anyways, that's it for this one. Yeah, I know this is kind of short, but we'll see you guys next.